Well, hi everybody. Welcome back to Caelus City. My name is OPT Lawyer, and for some odd reason, the three chuckleheads over here joining me are Nora, Chammy, and Teach. How you guys doing today?
Doing
Chuckle,
okay.
chuckle.
Exactly.
Head.
So, if you haven't been joining us for Caelus City, one, where have you been? Two, we've had a very interesting time here so far. In 9 short issues, we've managed, or actually 8, because this is the ninth one. In 8 short issues, we've managed to start an international incident. Find out that Cal's mother has been kidnapped for the last 2 years and replaced by a lizard, unbeknownst to either him or his father, which probably should pose more questions than I'm willing to answer right now. But last time, you guys sort of snuck into a police station under the guise of being technical support from, Samson Technologies, whatever. Samson Company, I think that's what I called it. Anyway.
Correct.
That's what you called it.
Right. So anyway, excuse me. So, you guys got in there. You were looking for bugs because you kind of came across the idea that they were, somehow connected to the lizard tribe. You're not 100% sure how yet. You just know that they kind of are. So you went into the police station and you found, in fact, something was keeping an eye on the captain's computer. So you took care of that with the help of Owen, Palmer's good friend, who, as you all found out, is this vigilante hero-ish kind of thing named Darkness, who helped you escape from the tribe, and has also been using his powers for quite some time, but suddenly they are starting to kill him, which Cal found out pretty quickly. Cal had a very emotional scene where he basically told, or heavily suggested to Owen not to use his powers, and Owen's like, well, I'll level off a bit, and after some convincing, he finally promised not to use his powers. We ended the last issue with Cal having gotten a hit on the blood work that he did on Owen, and finding a rare mineral called celestite in his blood, but there was something very different about it, and that's where we ended the last issue. Welcome
Between
to issue...
that and the lizard kid that
Yes, that's right. Yes, you found
brother
out.
used to go to school.
Yes. Daniel used to go in preschool. He was friends with a Gregory Zenik, who was a lizard child. So, welcome to issue 9, titled Surrounding Darkness. On the cover is actually Owen. He is, so Owen's on the cover, but it's like one of those half kind of pictures where half of him is regular normal Owen and the other half is that Darkness getup that he was wearing. So, we're going to pick up in the laboratory where everybody is sleeping or whatever, and it's around 6:30 in the morning now. So, Cal, did you do anything other than go back to sleep after you found this mineral thing, or what did you do after that?
Cal would have set up an algorithm to run to attempt to figure out where one would find said mineral.
Right.
And then, knowing he can't make the computer run any faster, went back and laid back down on the couch, cuddling with the brother and the cat.
Nice. So, what time would Cal wake up then?
What time would Apollo wake up? And wake up Cal?
4 a.m. Hungry.
There you go.
So 2 hours later. So.
2 hours later.
Right. 2 hours later.
Hey,
you're welcome.
you've got this cat paw in your face, needing. I want food.
Push the button.
But I'm sick of tuna. I want the other food.
you really want the damn kibble?
Yes.
I don't like that food anymore. I want this other food now.
So Cal gets up, completely a hot mess. We got some of the hair sticking up over here. Like I'm not sure how it managed, but his shirt has Britney Spears itself. When you how does that look? So basically, you take the bottom of the shirt, pull it up through the top here, and tie it down.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he's wearing a Britney
I was gonna
Spears
say it
style
just shaved itself off.
Yeah, he is a hot mess.
Whew.
So, and the way it's drawn, the shirt just says, "I cast fire."
Nice.
Stumbles over, like, bangs his knee into one of the tables, starts cursing.
So, does Cal have to go out to, like, the main area of the laboratory, like, out of the room he was in, or is this all...
Well, he's in the main area, because he was sitting on the couch.
Where was Owen's, like, hospital bed at?
We had set... the hospital bed is basically in the sort of cooking area, the baking area. There's a couple of little wards, like healing wards, infirmary wards back in there.
Gotcha. Okay. So would you see him when you walked that way?
I wouldn't have to walk that way.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, Cal would check the camera and make sure he's in the room, but...
Okay, good, because when you do that, he's not in his bed.
Well, Sink's in that room with him because he's not leaving his buddy's side. Would he have heard anything?
Probably not, because you were also falling asleep.
Yeah, true.
What's Owen's last name? So, because the player doesn't remember.
I don't remember either.
That's cool, because the GM never actually made one.
Okay.
You guys tell me. What would his last name be? Just make one up.
Owen
Owens.
No.
No.
Come on.
No.
Gosh, I can't think of anything for cars. Owen Christensen? I don't know.
Naming things is not our specialty.
Apparently not.
I used to be better at it. Owen Nelson. We'll go with Nelson.
Sure,
Simple.
fine.
Yes.
Fairbanks?
No idea. So, Owen Nelson. So, yeah, so his
Okay.
last name's Nelson.
Writing that down.
So, Cal pours out bowls of cat food for every cat in the lab.
Mm-hmm.
Goes over to his phone and then doesn't bother to even send a text, just calls the number he knows is Owen's, because if he doesn't have it, he made sure to acquire it off of Sink's phone.
Oh, you hear his cell phone directly next to the bed.
Of course he did. He'll pull up the security footage and see which direction he went.
Oh, he's still in the lab. He's just in, he's standing next to a computer.
Walk over to the part of the lab he's in.
So you see him hand on the computer, and you see things flashing on the screen.
You don't listen very well, do you?
You get no response.
Owen, take your hand off the computer before I make you.
He doesn't move, and he doesn't seem to acknowledge your presence.
Cal's just gonna spear him.
So when you do that, you hear him go, ah! Oh! What?
Yeah.
Like, boom, like, ah! Oh, what happened? Oh.
You tell me, what did you just do to my system?
Huh? What are you talking about? I was sleeping.
Sink, meanwhile, is actually on a chair
Yeah,
next, and he's like sleeping like a cat would, like almost like a liquid.
right.
But he like wakes up when that one screams out. It's like, what's going on?
I don't know. Why am I over here?
Cal, what are you doing?
Trying to figure out why your friend here was up doing the thing I specifically told him not to do.
Owen looks over at Jim and says, "What are you talking about? I was sleeping."
Do you sleepwalk?
No,
What did you see?
I don't think so. No one's ever told me.
Hits a button, brings it down, shows the footage.
So what you see is around like it'd be about like 20 minutes ago from where time you're at right now. You would see Owen kind of slowly sit up from the bed and, you know, kind of hang his legs down and just start kind of walking, and clearly doing so in a way that would make you think he's not necessarily aware of what's around him. He goes directly to the computer, just puts his hand on it, and starts as I said, flashing things on the monitor. What it is, you're not entirely certain. As Owen's watching this, he's looking at it like, what?
What did you do?
I don't know. What are you talking? What? I was sleeping, I promise. I don't know what happened.
Can we see what he did, Cal? Like, to the computer?
For his sake, I hope it's nothing.
It's not like I would have done anything. Jeez.
Maybe this is just me being paranoid, because I just, like, woke up. But I just had a thought. Are you... Like, those lizard guys are the ones who gave you this new ability, right?
Well, not the technomancy, but the magic power, other stuff I've got, and that's just apparently killing me. Yes.
Okay. They didn't know about the technomancy, though, did they?
I don't know if they knew or not.
Oh. I thought about, like, maybe, like, they programmed you or something to send them a message, or send out a beacon or
That's what
something.
I'm going to discern right now.
Oh, boy,
I'm gonna look over the computer. What happened?
So, when you look at the computer, it's just, there's about, well, there's a web browser open that now has about 50 tabs that are just open,
It's appalling.
right? All of them are different articles of what appears to be completely random information. There's no rhyme, there's no seemingly reason to it anywhere. There's even some sports articles on there that you know Owen would have no interest in whatsoever. You have no idea what any of these things are. As you click through them, you're seeing nothing of any importance.
There's gotta be a pattern or a reason for this.
Maybe it's random.
No, this isn't random.
Owen looks down at his
Nothing
tail.
about this is random.
Owen looks down at his tail, and his eyes kind of widen. As he holds it up, he's like, guys? And you notice a little bit more of his tail fur is changing colors. He looks frightened.
Sink just kind of looks down at the tail, and he actually kind of, like, swears to himself, like, beneath his breath. And he just kind of, like, walks over to the chair and sits down.
What if... No.
What?
What if they've done something to me that is making me use my powers? Not for anything, except to hasten up what they did to me.
Why would they want to do that?
I don't know. Why did they inject me in the first place and then let me go?
Because they wanted to see the effects of a rare mineral on a living, organic, sentient life form. They injected you with as a combination of a bunch of stuff that we can easily get and a rare mineral called celestium.
Celestine. I've heard of it.
What can you tell me about it?
Not much. I know I found, years ago, I found some government documents I wasn't supposed to find. He gives a little smile at that. That basically mentioned that they were experimenting with it. The government was, like our government was. But they mentioned something about it was too unstable and they stopped all testing on it. Something about that was the only mineral that they could use to harness magic power. Like that mineral could absorb magical power.
We need to figure out why it was unstable and what the side effects were.
I wonder if that's the stuff they were using that shut me down when we invaded the base.
It's possible.
Wouldn't surprise me. Question.
Yeah.
Can you hack without using your powers?
Of course. It just takes longer, but yeah, of course I can.
I didn't ask how long it was going to take.
Fair.
We need to figure out what those side effects were.
Do we even want him next to a computer?
Owen looks at Sake and kind of nods like, yeah, he is not wrong.
Then we don't keep him next to a computer.
How do we have him hack without being next to a computer?
Big monitor, wireless keyboard.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That'll help.
I'm more of a morning person than I am, Cal.
I'm only awake because the cat was hungry.
Thank goodness that
which cat?
happened.
The talking one.
Paul's sleeping on the couch now.
That one.
Oh, okay. He looks at you like, Cal, I promise I wasn't doing anything on purpose. I promise I wouldn't use my powers. I meant it. Oh. Do you have to spear me, though? Ow.
You speared him?
He wasn't listening.
I was sleeping.
How was I supposed to know that?
You could have, like, poked me or something.
My way was faster.
At least he stopped you. That's all I care about.
That's true, too.
Just be thankful Apollo wasn't awake, because he would have set a table up behind you.
What?
Apollo likes wrestling.
Oh. Well, as long as he didn't set it on fire, I think it would have been alright.
Oh, he's wanted to before, trust me.
I'm sure.
Thinks he'll get good views.
I mean, it would. I'd watch.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that's allowed on Twitch. What we do know, you can throw a cat anywhere and you're not going to get banned, so.
We're never getting partnered. Anyway,
Affiliates a stretch at this point, right?
so, anyway, so
It was nice knowing you all as we
yeah.
all lose our channels.
right, yeah, exactly. So,
That's twitch.tv/TDC Apollo.
right. So, Owen just kind of goes back towards the bed and just kind of sits down. And he still looks kind of out of it, more like upset.
Saying that's on you.
Singh himself is actually kind of really frustrated and kind of sitting down. But like, he nods and He stands up. All right. Can you even go back to bed, Owen?
I don't think so.
Well,
I'm actually not even sure I want to right now.
we could always play some games. Or go for a walk.
You know, that sounds lovely. Let's do that part.
Sweet, I'll fire up Smash Brothers and... Wait, what?
Like, the walking part.
Oh.
I'd rather not be around technology right now.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Owen sits down, slips his shoes on. Looks around.
I think does the same, gets his coat.
So he walks out with you and starts walking through the neighborhood with you. So we're gonna leave those two behind for a moment and go back to Cal and Apollo. So Cal, what do you do while these two walked off, just out of curiosity?
He never deleted the website tabs off of the computer because one of the things that you see in chemistry is you see patterns. And even if it feels random, he's trying to figure out if there's a pattern. Maybe if there's something, subconsciously screaming help, something. He is going to sit there and go through all of the web pages that got brought up and try and figure out if there is a connection, if there is a pattern.
All right. So there is one. You notice it after about 30 some articles in. There is something that seems very, very strange. It's something that, because you're looking for it, is the only reason you even noticed it. Every single article, because these are all articles, either from newspapers, magazines, whatever. Every single article was published on a Friday.
Okay, when did the articles start? When do they finish? And is it a successive span of 50 Fridays?
Yes. And it started, well, I can't figure out exactly when it started, but let's say it ended a week ago last Friday. So in other words, the last Friday that you guys had, which would be, at this point, I want to say about 4 days ago. I think it's Thursday. No, this is Friday. So a week ago today is the last article, and they go 50 weeks backwards.
Okay. Who's the author?
There's no one specific author. Like I said, they're from different publications, even.
Okay. Apollo.
What?
I need you over here for a minute.
I don't wanna.
Please.
Okay. You asked nicely. What do you need?
So he brings up the articles on the big the drop down big screen things the places have. He's got one of those. Drops that. So the articles that Owen brought up when he was in his sleep technomancy walking thing started 50 weeks ago on a Friday, and I'll go up to last Friday. That's a small pattern, but there has to be more than this.
They're dumping it the Friday news.
Yes, but there's nothing. I've read through all the articles. There's nothing in here that screams that. So, do you have anything that you came with that could potentially decode a cipher?
You have my ship.
You know what it does.
Apollo walks over to the ship and just randomly starts hitting buttons. I don't know what any of this does.
There's a reason I crashed.
So you don't know what half the buttons in your ship did.
I still don't know what half the buttons in my ship do. But let's push this one.
You push one, and what happens is a big robot hand with a bottle of seltzer water comes out and sprays you right in the face.
I took a bath this month.
A little bit of the bubbly.
So Apollo's reduced to cleaning himself now.
So we have established that this is a thing. So Cal is going to walk over to the high-tech alien glasses that we had last time.
Right.
Put them on, pull the connection out, plug it in, and try to run a cipher.
All right. So we're going to turn the page for the last panel on this page being, Cal putting the glasses on, looking at the screen, hands on hips like, all right, let's do this. So, next page, Owen and Sink have been walking for quite some time in dead silence. Owen is not saying anything, so Sink...
Definitely Sink is not.
Right, well, that's, yeah. So you guys have just been walking down the road for a while, and Owen looks distant. It's just kind of...
Do your folks know?
No. I didn't tell anyone.
How long have you been able to do the techno stuff again?
Most of my life. That they know about. Dad's a technomancer.
Why didn't you tell me about that?
It's not something we share a ton. But weirds most everybody out.
Oh, yeah. Totally would weird me out. I'm not like I'm an outcast or anything.
I didn't know you did magic too, bro.
Well, no, not that.
So it's just part of the family culture, we just don't talk about it. It's just one of those things you're gonna grow up not talking about, and you just keep not talking about it. No, I didn't tell him about getting Cat kidnapped. I was, one, I think, more embarrassed than anything else, and two, I was wanting to do this vigilante thing without anybody realizing who I was, and then it wasn't until later that I realized I think these powers are doing something to me because they make me feel really tired, so I didn't go out as much as I was wanted to, and now I find out that they're actually killing me. And now I find out that the actual powers that I have, the real abilities that I have, are also killing me because of it.
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I mentioned the fact that now I'm apparently a ticking time bomb because I will go to a computer in my sleep and start using my powers without even knowing it.
What do you want to do?
I want to go into that citadel and blow it up, but...
But you can't.
Right. By the way, this is like the angriest you've ever seen him.
Oh, this is probably the angriest you've seen Sink, too.
Right. I want to find out who did, why they did this to me, and if there's a way to fix it. And then blow up the darn place. But I feel like if I'm going out, I might as well take it with me.
I can see that. Guess that means I'll have to do it for you.
What are you talking about?
I mean, you're not gonna go in there, you'll die.
So will you. Remember, they stopped you from using your powers.
Yeah, they did. I'm smarter than I look. I'd figure something out.
I just feel like
I don't want you dying.
I don't want to necessarily die either, but I've almost...
What's that mean, necessarily?
Because I kind of think I've accepted it, too. I feel like I've known for a little bit now that something was happening with this thing they injected me with, and... Because... What's the point of sitting around and waiting for it to happen when I can just go out and fight them and maybe do some good before it's over? And yes,
And now we can fight them for you. That's what matters.
so I have to wait on the sidelines, do nothing, and still die?
No, you wait on the sidelines, do nothing, and then you don't die because you figure out how to fix it.
He just shakes his head like, I don't want to just sit back and not do anything and let you guys...
You are doing something by staying alive. That's the thing.
What can I possibly do by not doing anything?
Again, stay alive.
What is that? How does that benefit anybody?
It benefits me. It means if you stay alive and you don't push yourself, that gives us more time to figure out what's wrong, dig in there, beat some answers out of those lizards, and then maybe save your tail.
Well, as you've seen tonight, apparently I can't even just sit by the sidelines.
Maybe we gotta strap you to your bed or something.
Oh, that'll be great.
Or like, I don't know, put you like in a cabin out in the woods.
Yeah, that won't drive me crazy at all.
Yeah. There's gotta be something you can do. I mean, even just taking all the computers out of your room and locking your room at night or something. Like, that'd be something.
Yeah, that wouldn't raise suspicion of my parents in any way, shape, or form.
Maybe you gotta tell them.
I can't put this on them.
It's worth a shot. Guess I'll have to do it then.
You are not telling them.
Well, I might have to if you don't step down from all this.
Just looks at you like, I swear, if you tell them anything,
You'll do what? Kill yourself?
I'll take you with me, though.
I'm serious, though.
I am too.
I don't want you doing this.
I don't want you telling them anything. They don't need to
I don't
know
want
this.
to tell them anything.
They don't.
But
need
I
to.
also don't want you to go through this even more. That's more important.
The thing is, I don't know what else to do.
Just go through, be a normal kid.
I can't.
Go to school, do your chess club stuff.
Sink, I have to confess something to you. I'm not actually in the chess club.
Do you actually like chess?
Yes, I love it. It's great.
Okay, good. I don't want you to waste my time with all those movies we watched. But
I'm not in the chess club.
so what? Every time you went to the chess club, you were actually out doing superhero stuff?
I was actually more in the computer lab, just doing computer things. I am in the fencing club. I took that up because I wanted to fight. I used to be in the chess club, but not this year.
Well, maybe it's time to get back into it.
Oh, and this kid looks up and he's like, the problem is, like, not being around even technology is such a thing for me. Like, even just being out here, I left my cell phone at the lab, and, like, feeling unconnected to anything, it actually makes me feel anxious.
Yeah, I get that. Maybe you just have to suck it up, though, for a little while.
I'm not 100% certain that you quite get what I mean. Because think of it as a withdrawal thing, only worse. What,
so you're addicted to technology now?
Not now. I have been. It's part of the powers. It's kind of a byproduct. You never expect to not be around it, though. Or need to.
What your dad did when he was a kid?
Technology isn't always computers.
What, so you can control, like, cars and...
You know, he told me some stories about things, and, it just sounded very strange.
Well, can you control, like, pulleys and ropes? Like, that's a machine.
Yeah, it was. I am more of a computer, though, guy.
Yeah.
Because it's
I kind of figured.
Easier to do the whole thing, whatnot. Going into the computer was weird, though. I think that really did it.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that anytime soon.
No, I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. That was different, though. I gotta admit, it was different. It was kind of cool, but at the same time, it was terrifying.
It was kind of cool. I mean, you got to do something, Owen. I mean, even if it's just dialing back a little bit it's still going to matter.
And that's the thing. I had entirely planned to, and now suddenly it appears that I'm using my powers in my sleep. And I don't even want to. What is that?
I don't know. I never noticed it whenever I slept over.
I'm positive this is the first time. I would have noticed, like, my computer having 50 tabs open on it.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you just need somebody to keep watch of you. Make sure you don't do it again.
Yeah. Almost like one of those people stay around and watch people with night terrors.
It's a thing to look into. Compares.
Yeah. Let's get back. I'm getting a headache.
Yeah. Me too.
So, we turn the page, and Sink and Owen have made it back to the laboratory, and they walk in. And Owen, Cal, where is Cal at this point? This would be about like a half hour later.
Depends how his cipher program is doing.
So it's still going. Because, there's a lot to decipher. And Cal kind of walks up to you, and he sees you with the things on, the alien tech on. He looks at the screen, looks back at you. He's like, "Are you doing what I think you're doing?"
Well, whatever the hell your powers made you do, there's a pattern here, and I'm going to figure out what it is.
There is?
The articles are stretching back 50 weeks from last week. Every article was published on a Friday, one a week for 50 weeks.
That's weird.
All in different places, all different authors, all different aspects of life, sports, lawn and garden, cooking, the whole shebang. If this is as deep as I think it is, oh boy.
What are you thinking?
Well, if you are able to have your hooks in so deep that you can put hidden messages into articles relating to politics, cooking, sports, home and garden, lifestyle, regular articles in the newspaper, there's a problem.
Some secret society stuff.
Hey.
What?
Owen's looking at these things like, that's it. Yeah. There is something else here. And he goes to like the like the first article in this, like 50 weeks ago or 51 weeks ago now. He points at it and says, "This article here, it's about somebody who's 55 years old."
Okay.
And the next article
54, 53,
exactly.
52, 51.
You counting down?
It is.
So what are we on now?
Well, 55 minus 51 would be 4.
Today, if this pattern holds up, it would be an article about some 4-year-old.
That's every week?
But that doesn't make any sense. Like, there's no... What's the most recent article about? So, you pull up the most recent article. It's about a 5-year-old that won one of those talent competitions for, like, 5 and 6-year-olds, whatnot. Sang a nice little song and wowed the hearts of many, whatnot. And there's an interview with the one of the multiple judges. And that judge happens to have the name of Zachariah Zenik.
That's a very specific name.
How much you want to bet he's got a son named George?
Gregory.
Whatever.
So, wait a second. So, ZZ, is that the letters mean something like that?
No. Gregory Zenek was a lizard folk classmate of my brother's when they were in preschool.
Oh!
I would be willing to bet that not only are these articles descending in age from 55 to 5, that they're probably all going to be able to link back to something we can trace back to something to do with these lizards. I'd be willing to put money on it.
Why are they so important?
I'm still running the Cypher program.
Oh, yeah. So, based on that, do you add that new information into your cipher?
As soon as I get that, I will add the new information into the program.
So, the moment you do that, the computer starts pulling out, like, some of the articles have photos of the people involved. And, like, in some of them in the background, there's a lizard standing there. And you get the idea, through facial recognition software and whatnot, that happens to be Zachariah Zenik. So every article somehow has some kind of link to the Zenik family, whether it be Zachariah, Gregory, or somebody else involved.
These guys get around.
Well, it's also not just mother, son, or father, son. There's other family members. But the articles are never about them specifically. They're
Right.
just always somehow involved.
So, we going after the Zenek family?
No,
What? Why?
because I want to know why this specific set of articles was brought up. Because the conversation about the Zenek family never went any farther than me and my father. So before we do that, Cal's going to bring up the 2 clearest pictures he has of Zachariah Zenek on that.
You've got 2 very clear pictures.
Owen,
Yes.
does that lizard look familiar?
I don't know. They all look the same to me. No. He looks at it, shakes his head. Like, no, not at all.
Nothing about that lizard matches the ones from the night that you got.
Oh no, not at all. No, they're much more tribal. This family is clearly a city folk.
I had a weird thought.
What's that?
Do we have the mom's picture?
Yes.
There is one, yes.
Oh, does she look anything like what your mom turned into?
No.
Okay.
Owen's just kind of staring at this board you've got, like, just with complete bewilderment. Like, how in the world would I have pulled all this up?
I mean, not consciously.
Well, that's
You're
the
counting
thing.
down to something.
But why?
You're either counting down to something or someone's crying out for help. Is it possible that one technomancer can reach out to another one through their powers?
Owen kind of blanks, is like, I've never thought about that before. I guess if one's technomancy powers could do something like that.
See, I don't want to just storm right over there and spook something if this is a call for help.
Right.
So I have an idea.
Okay.
Apollo,
What?
want to go for a walk?
Do I have to wear the leash?
No.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is, it's not so far-fetched for me to be trying to find pictures of my brother when he was younger.
Yeah.
So I am going to stop by the Zenix house to see if they have any. Meanwhile, right before we get there, I'm going to let my cat out into the wild. He's going to sneak around the house.
Cool.
This is your brilliant plan?
Do you have a better one?
No.
Can I help?
How?
Oh, I maybe help Apollo get into places that he couldn't get otherwise, without breaking walls. Or windows.
The issue is if they're being watched, of the people who they might have seen, even though you change fur color when you go into sync mode, you're fairly obvious. And there's no justifiable reason for you to be around their house. I at least have one.
Yeah, fair.
I really don't even want to bring Apollo for this, but
We'll take one of the other cats. Oh, yeah, that's right. They can't do what I can do.
Yeah.
no one
No one
can
can do what you can do.
God, I almost had Athena show up and say the exact same thing.
That was almost perfect timing.
Let's go.
Apollo, it's 5:30 in the morning. We gotta wait a little bit.
And you woke me up?
You were already awake. You woke me up and I don't like you for it.
You get over it.
Stink, remind me to set up an automatic dry food machine for these cats.
Sure. Kind of makes sense. Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah. Surprised you don't already have it.
Hey, Cal.
What?
Set up a automatic dry feed dispenser for these cats.
Camera's off. Now there's no evidence. Now there's no evidence when I punt you.
Not the field goal again.
Can someone blow a whistle for me? As Cal goes full on NFL kicker with the foot up, with the hand up.
By the way, as you are all doing all of these antics and whatnot, Owen is still standing in front of the board, but now his head's down and his arms are kind of draped by his side.
Camera
Sync will probably
on.
notice that. Oh, and you notice something?
All you hear is...
Sync.
Yeah.
Get his bed.
So Sync's gonna go over and try to guide Owen, like, towards... Probably the sofa's better because it's further away from the computer.
So he, yeah. So, he kind of, like, semi-wakes up, like, huh? Okay, I'll just...
Yeah, you're going to bed, it's fine.
Okay. I think this is a couch.
Yeah, it's a bed.
Okay.
Good night, Owen.
He's just out.
Does he fall down, like, on the couch?
I figure Sync kind of lays him down.
Yeah, he at least lays him push down.
So Apollo had gone back to sleep and hadn't moved. So you just hear this, and you just see Apollo's head pop out from under. Get him off me.
Sync opens up a little portal beneath Owen that's so small for Apollo, so Apollo can drop from the ceiling. You'll land on your feet onto the floor.
I hate that.
And then Sync's gonna just kind of prop himself up on a chair next to the sofa, and he's gonna watch.
Even though Cal found the relationship to the Xenix in all the articles, he's still running the cipher program to see if there's any coded messages.
That's fine. At the moment, your computer's not finding any specific cipher, but you figure it's got a lot of things to go through.
Yeah, and remember, Cal's a chemist, not an engineer.
Yeah, exactly. So the computer's going to got a lot to process. It's going to take hours, if not days.
So, the question now is, what do we do with this information?
Which, we got a lot of information tonight. This morning.
Exactly. Is that a cry for help from the Xenix? Is that a cry for help for Owen? I don't know. What's being counted down to?
Whatever it is, we got, 3 weeks left?
Maybe. What would have happened 51 weeks ago?
Oh, wait a second. 51 weeks. No, Owen got nabbed 6 months ago?
Something like that, yeah.
So that wouldn't be right.
No. That's 26 weeks ago.
Yeah.
My formula was stolen 2 years ago.
Okay, and that's like more than that.
Yeah, that would be 104.
I don't even know.
This sucks because I should be able to see the pattern. I should be able to discern what's going on. But
I mean,
whatever this is,
we at least got several things that are concrete that we don't need to guess about. We know that the
Yeah,
lizard
for sure.
tribe is responsible. We know that there's something to do with that Samson's company.
we know they're using Celestite. We know that they've stolen a formula. We know that everything that they've done so far is killing people.
Yeah.
And frankly, that's the only motivation I need.
Same.
They kidnapped my mother. They stole a formula designed to save my brother. They're killing your best friend.
So why aren't we having you make a bomb and just going over there again?
I like explosions.
Because, one, I wouldn't make an explosive bomb. Two, we don't kill people.
Aww.
Can we maim them?
That's why we have you.
I'm okay with this.
See, if I'm making a bomb, I'm making one that no one's going to realize what's going on. Besides, my bomb is about 1.5 foot tall, long tail, and gives everyone cat scratch fever.
Exactly.
I think we at least know enough that we could probably try looking for some of these lizard guys and just seeing if we can pull anything out of them. But even that's like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
We've got the needle. You need to be pointed to the haystack. Because we're going to go talk to the Xanax. And if we have to talk in code, we can talk in code. But something about this, something's rotten in Denmark.
Yeah, everything's rotten.
I've heard nice things about Denmark.
I say, it's wrong with Denmark.
I thought you were asleep, Owen.
That wasn't Owen. That was the PM.
That was the narrator.
No. Okay, fine. Let's see you walk around in wooden shoes, Apollo.
You put anything on my feet, that'll be the last thing you do.
Oh, look. Something gave him pause.
If you do, I'll get a camera. Just saying.
I would expect nothing less.
I know where you both sleep.
And I know where you sleep.
And
Everywhere.
I'm in charge of your food.
Why does he always have to be right?
It's what he does. He's Cal.
That's what I do, I'm Cal.
So, as you guys are talking, your computer beeps.
The algorithm computer?
Yes, it's
Which one? Chemical algorithm or cipher
the
algorithm?
cipher. It's found some pattern outside of the parameters of the articles.
Okay, what do we got?
So I've mentioned, you know that all the articles are published by the different newspapers, different magazines, things like that. But there is one common thing amongst all of them. Every single publication is owned by the same company. More specifically, by the same person.
And there is what they call the smoking gun.
No, why is the gun smoking? Isn't smoking bad?
Smoking is definitely bad. Do not do it.
Oh, okay, good.
The more you know.
Give a hoot.
Right.
This message brought to you by the friends at Bay City Chronicles.
Hey.
Indeed.
So who's this author article or owner of the companies?
So the owner is a person by the name of Harvey Wilson. Owner and operator of Wilson Communications.
Well, if that doesn't scream, that makes a lot of sense. The guy in charge of editing everything can easily slip messages in. It wouldn't be seen in... Is there a way it looks around... What was the most recent article printed?
Would be a week ago, the day you are at, because it's Friday.
Right, no, like what... Would it be easy to acquire a paper copy?
Oh, yes, you'd have to go, like, to... It's a newspaper article, so you'd have to go, like, to the newspaper and get, like, you know, their previous issue copies, but it's a week ago, so you should easily be able to do that.
Yeah.
Cal's
Cal's
the library.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly where Cal would go. He's also going to set into his parameters in the algorithm to alert him when the next article that fits the parameters shows up. But Cal is going to quickly send Sync, because Sync can get there faster,
Mhm.
To the library to acquire last Friday's paper.
All right. It's like 6 a.m.
Leave a tip.
I can't get in the... Oh, wait. Okay, I'll be right back. So, Sig pops out, goes to his portal to arrive at the local library.
Yeah, you're able to find, like, get inside, because they don't open until, like, 9 o'clock, so there's no one there.
Yeah.
So, you're able to get inside, and assuming you have any idea where newspapers in the library are,
There should be an easy-to-find spaces that everybody can see.
yes, which you do find. And
Yes,
you
of
do
course.
see.
But I'm able to find the article that's,
Well, you're able to find the newspaper from the day in question, yes.
Okay.
Which is the article, but I didn't know if you want to take the whole newspaper, just the article itself.
I mean, might as well swipe the entire paper. That way it doesn't look obvious.
Right.
I mean, obviously take the specific article.
Right.
So, yeah. Into the jacket it goes, and then pop it out of the library.
So, yeah, so you do that, no problems. You make it back,
Alrighty.
whatever.
Okay, so walk out of the wall with pull the most people out of the coat. So they're just giving these away. Here you go.
The wonders you can find at your local library.
Indeed.
So, a couple things. Some ciphers can be placed on newspaper to figure it out. However, getting it placed in a spot where the single cipher to place on it will work every time, not feasible with this method.
Right.
What is feasible, though, is hidden messages hidden amongst the ink. Cal goes way down to the bottom drawer and pulls out a blacklight scanner.
Oh.
As a chemist, he would have that. That makes total sense.
Oh, yeah, no, 100% would.
Plugs it in, click. Let's see if there's any hidden messages.
Mm-hmm.
Scans through the entire newspaper.
Drink your Ovaltine.
Eat your vitamins, drink your... So you scan through the entire newspaper with this black light, and you do not come across any hidden ink messages in this newspaper.
Okay, you're gonna try the same thing, doing basically the overexposure camera trick.
Nice.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do, actually, yes.
Okay, yes, you know exactly. Basically, he's going to develop the newspaper if there's any bonus ink on there.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, no, you don't notice anything hidden or, like, this trick doesn't produce any results for you either.
I mean, that's not that surprising. In order to put a message in there, they have to work in the newspaper, right?
If the guy who edits it and owns it can do it, wouldn't be that hard. Go into one computer program, have a way to slip in invisible ink, and you're good.
Or are all these articles from the same paper, or just owned by from places that were owned by the same company?
Owned by the same man.
Yeah. I don't know. I still don't see a connection like with a physical paper when it comes to like articles that are clearly from different sources and different places, even if they're like owned by the same guy.
If there's a way to communicate to people. Wait a minute.
What?
Do the numbers, do the math. I'm assuming every article was on a different page number, or was it the entire same page number?
Yeah, no, there's no
Okay.
connection to page names or even location in the newspaper.
Okay. If this is a message, there has to be a way to deliver the message. A lot hard to do on a digital copy. Physical copies are easier to do that with. Not saying you can't do it on a digital copy, but it would be a lot harder to input code into a digital copy that... Wait a second.
I should put it in the web page.
You could input code into that. Going to go back to the algorithm, add one more parameter. Looking for extra code
Cal,
that wouldn't be required.
Cal, there's one thing, like, as you're going through all of this, there is one thing that kind of sparks in your mind. You stopped Owen before he finished.
We didn't find this week's article yet.
The computer's supposed to ping me when it comes up.
It has not found this week's article. If there is one.
Wait a second. Was Owen going back or going forward?
You have no real way of telling, because there was just open tabs.
Are they randomly
Yes, you
open
do.
or are they sequentially?
They were sequentially opened. You just don't know which way it went.
Oh.
Yes, you would.
All right, do access times.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Yep.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
it started.
So
it started.
Cal-
It started from the oldest and went to the newest.
Okay, good.
So it went from... So the way we expected it to.
That's good.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Finish. Crap.
What?
Crap. Whatever was happening, I stopped him before he could finish.
right, but can't you finish it?
Maybe? I'm a chemist, remember?
Right, but I mean, you're also smart. We got all of them except for one of them. It shouldn't be that hard to find one article that came out on a Friday that's related to this single company owned by this one guy. It has the number that we're looking for.
I've got the program looking for it. I mean, it's not like it's been newspaper, magazine. There's no pattern like that. It would have discerned that already.
Right.
Apollo, any ideas?
Apollo just walks across the keyboard.
Roll to unleash your powers, hey. We're not going to make him finish it.
No, we're not.
Why can't your algorithm find the one that's like published today?
What time do published articles come out usually?
Oh. Newspapers would start being out already.
Well, it's Saturday anyway right now, right? Because we had our last day of school yesterday.
No. Yes. So the computer is searching through newspaper articles from yesterday. It's not finding anything. It's now going through like magazine articles and whatnot. It hasn't found it yet, but there's a lot of things to check through.
The number should be 4. Related to somebody who's 4. While the computer's doing that, Cal's going to go over to his... Not his other computer. He's going to pull out a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to manually put in the search parameters of the guy's name that I've already forgotten.
Zachary?
No. Henry...
Harvey Wilson.
Right. I wanted to say Weinstein. I knew that wasn't right. He's going to basically go Harvey Wilson owned companies plus a 4-year-old with yesterday's date and run a manual search.
So, excuse me. You've come across an article that is about a 4-year-old. The article is One of those kind of heart-wrenching good stories that, like, starts off with a 4-year-old almost drowning, but being saved by, some onlooker or whatnot. So the story is really about the heroism and whatnot. But the 4-year-old who almost passed away, but is fine, lives on the same street as the Zenik family. In fact, it's their next door neighbor.
What the hell? What is this? None of this makes any sense.
Aren't the other people in the articles their neighbors too? Maybe it's been counting down until you get to their house.
But this wouldn't be their next door neighbor then. There would still be 2 houses away.
I mean, maybe if you went like next door, then up, over, down.
Apollo just looks at Sink at this point and just kind of like, how crazy?
I mean, if you want me to run an adverse algorithm, I will, but...
I don't know. It's too random to be random. I mean, too coincidental to be random.
What if it's random on purpose?
I mean, that would make sense. That'd be easier. Like to put it right next to them?
I doubt they even know any of this is a thing.
Who, the Zenix? Or those neighbors?
The Zenix.
Yeah.
Look how far down the rabbit hole we've had to dig to get to this.
So you think maybe they're just being used as part of the code?
I don't know what the code is.
This is making my head hurt.
Interesting thing is there are very few articles one can write about younger and younger people.
Yeah.
However, different races would, in theory, measure age in different increments.
Why do you say that?
Well, you know the story, relatively speaking, that for every 1 human year, a cat lives 7?
Well, yeah, that's just kind of a garbage way of trying to avoid giving, solid numbers.
What if it's true? In theory, that would.
In theory, they'll do what?
That makes me older than both of you. By a lot.
But you still get shy around little Athena.
She's technically
Apollo is just giving Sink now a death glare. It's no longer looking at, are you crazy? It's, I will kill you in your sleep. The ears pinned back and just angry.
So what are you getting at, Cal?
I think I'm just talking myself in circles, honestly.
I mean, the only place that could go, I'd think, is like maybe doing an article where they show like an animal or like a newborn creature that's like really young or like really old, and we like have to do some multiplication to figure out what the numbers mean.
I wish I had an answer. I don't.
Well, at the very least, you know what you're doing next. You're going to check out that family. Look around their house or whatever. And maybe we can just dig up some answers that way and then to come back to this.
So, you hear stirring next to you guys.
Darn it. Alright.
It's Owen.
Mm.
Darn it.
He kind of sits up. But you can see his eyes are still closed.
St. Clair.
What?
And he stands up and he actually starts walking back towards your computer again.
Cal.
Do you have a better idea?
Singh just looks away.
I don't want to let him do it. Do you think I want to let him do this? But if an extra 2 minutes of him doing whatever this is allows us to figure out what the hell is going on. Sink, look at me.
What?
We know what they used. With that, we can figure out a way to neutralize it. I will do everything in my power to ensure that happens.
Let's just see what happens.
So Owen makes it to your computer. Did you leave all those tabs up, by the way?
Yep.
Okay. So his hand goes back on your computer again, and it pulls up.
Cal, by the way, is right over next to him.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, as soon as Cal figures out what's going on, he's ready to get going away.
Right. So, you see the article that you just found, like, that pulls up on the computer as the next tab. And then, once that's finished, your basic, like, notepad program pulls up, and a message types out. And it simply it just says, "Apologies for this, find me."
Cal, at this point, is going to go type on the computer program, "Who are you?"
At that, though, Owen, like, lets go of the computer and, like, just falls to the ground.
Singh tries to catch him.
You can. You do.
Okay, go.
You get the feeling it wasn't a communication, it was a message.
Sank, you're going to hate me for this idea.
What is it?
We don't want him using his powers anymore, but we need to figure out what the hell's going on. I'm going to go talk to the Xenix.
Yeah?
Owen said the technomancy runs in the family, right?
Yeah, he also said his parents kept it a secret. What are we doing?
So they never mentioned anything to you while you were there, obviously.
Obviously.
Everything's linked to the Xenix. I want to look, because we technically had access to the police database,
Mm-hmm.
and missing persons are common knowledge.
Right.
Is there a missing persons report for a Xenic at all?
Not at all.
Okay. All right. Time to go ask for pictures of my brother.
Well, you didn't finish what was I going to do.
Convince someone to ask his dad for help.
He already told me he doesn't want to talk to him about this. Well, I'll see what I can do.
Let's Let's see what information I can grasp when I go where I'm going. But we may need his help. I don't want to bring Owen's family into this because if the way he was talking to us is any indication, they probably don't know what's going on.
No, he said he hasn't told him a thing about this.
Okay. But yeah, let's go.
Oh, before I forget. Cal, is Owen still asleep, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's asleep
Good.
on the floor.
Okay, she's gonna put like a pillow underneath his head. Big sense of Cal. Want to ask you a question. You're good with chemicals, right?
Yes.
Good. Do you have any kind of drug or anything that might be good for, I don't know, staving off like an addiction?
An addiction?
Yeah. Like, well, specifically, I'll just give it to you straight. I was telling Owen he has to kind of like maybe hang back a little bit from technology. He said he basically gets shaky when he doesn't have it in his hands. I was wondering if maybe there's something you could give him that might be able to calm that down a bit so he can chill out while all this is going on.
So what you're asking me is if I have access to specialized drugs that would be found in outpatient rehab centers?
I mean, I guess you could put it like that.
No, that's not something I have.
That's not something you could make.
In theory, I could. The problem is, I don't know how to treat technology withdrawal.
Yeah. I was hoping there was just some generic thing.
I mean, I can give him 2 naproxen and have him call me in the morning.
Yeah, forget about it. I'll figure something else out.
I think we're in the clear. The message got delivered.
You don't think he's gonna do
be
this
asleep.
again?
No, I don't. I think it'd be best if we all went. Apollo, shoulder or head?
Is it raining?
No.
Okay, then shoulder.
Then we are going to head off to the Zenek household.
Okay. You taking Owen with you at
We're
all? Or
not-
no.
No.
Okay.
I'll leave a note. Basically, encouraging the 3 people left in the bunker to stay in the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back soon. Hopefully with some surprises.
Do you at least put Owen back on the sofa or something? Or you just?
I mean, preferably if we could pick him up and get him there.
Put him in the bed, actually.
I mean, you could just portal him into the bed.
Yeah, I don't want to wake him up by dropping him.
Fair.
I care about him.
That's true. All right, cool. So you've been able to find the Zenix family address. It's a bit of a ways away, kind of like a different different suburb of Caelus City. Nice, quiet kind of area, especially at this time in the morning. The area you're in is actually home to a lot less humans and a lot more different species. Yeah, no, there's not too many people out, not too much foot traffic at about what would be, I think, about 6:30 now.
Oh, we would have waited till
Oh,
8.
Okay.
Making 8:30 make it much more reasonable.
Fair enough. Same thing though. Yeah, it's a nice, quiet, regal area. Their house is a nice. It's a 2-story house. It's it's one of those. It's like typical. It's not like huge, but it's also not small. Yeah, it's very nice. It's a very nondescript house indeed. But it's also red brick.
What's that even mean?
I don't know. It's a red brick house.
Okay.
Oh, the yellow brick road.
It's slightly more descript than nondescript.
Yeah. Fair.
So Cal will take a quick peek as they're walking for signs of movement in the house.
You don't notice any. The blinds are closed though.
And Cal's just going to stroll on up.
So it takes a moment or two, but the front door opens up, and standing on the other side is a male adult lizard. You assuming at this point is Zachariah or Zach, whatever the heck name I gave him.
Zachariah.
Zachariah, I did say Zachariah. And he looks at you like, hello? Can I help you?
Yeah, good morning, and sorry to bother you. My name is Callum Porter, and my brother went to school with your son, and I know it's a little weird to be asking, especially early on in the morning here, but I'm trying to find pictures of when he was younger, and I was wondering if you guys happen to have any of Greg and Daniel playing together.
So he looks around. He looks at you and kind of thinks about, well, that would have been preschool. Gosh, why don't you come on in? I seem to recognize the last name. What'd you say your last name was again?
Porter.
Oh, yeah. It does sound a little familiar. Yeah, come on in. You and your... Did you... I forget, you brought everyone with you, right? Like the two of them? Yeah, come on in. So he steps aside and lets you guys into the house.
And Sink will kind of keep his head slightly down, just kind of casual. Okay.
So he calls out, he calls out to Gregory, who, what would that be? What is Daniel now? 12, you said?
10.
10, right. So there's a 10-year-old lizard who kind of comes bounding down the stairs and whatnot, and father says, asks him, like, so, son, do you know where your photos from your preschool days are? It's like, oh, yeah, Mom kept them upstairs. I'll go get them. So Sergeant's like, so, how's your, you said Daniel?
I did.
Oh, how's he doing?
Holding on.
Oh?
Cal will go into the briefest and vaguest of details about what's going on.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry to hear he's ill. I hope he ends up being okay.
That's the hope.
So, is anyone actually looking around as you're standing in their living room?
Definitely glancing about.
Cal is 100% looking around, and he is going to assess the situation.
And I will as well, using criminal mind. But...
Fair enough.
All right.
I'm going to say Sync, go ahead, because Cal's kind of focusing on the conversation.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm kind of the eyes in here, so.
Right.
No, the cat's the eyes and ears.
Right.
Cat's the eyes.
Meow.
Okay, so.
Boom!
Alright!
Alright, ask me your
Okay.
questions.
Okay, so that situation gives me how many questions on a 10 plus? It's 2.
2.
Two
so-
plus your one from Criminal Mind.
Yep.
Correct. So, first things first, the most important one, what here is useful or valuable to us, and I don't mean expensive.
Right, I understand. So you remember how, like, Owen, and, like, after mentioning the whole technomancy thing, he mentioned, why do you think we have a computer in every room in the house? You notice kind of the same thing. Like, you see a computer in the living room, and you can kind of see, like, a den, like, your study room off to the side that also has a computer in it. And from where you're standing, you can also kind of see the kitchen, and the refrigerator is one of those that has, like, the computer panel in it. There's a lot of technology in this house.
Here, yes. Okay, second question. Oh, thinking what here can we best use, or what here can we use to dig deeper into this family?
I mean, there is the fountain of information of the people living in it. At the moment, they may or may not know that you are here because of said message.
Okay. Are they the only thing we can use?
I mean, other than, like, hacking into one of their computers. It's just
Right.
kind of stealing one of them.
Okay. Interesting. Do we get a moment to, like, nudge each other at all, Cal, or no?
I mean, we've got the communicators in, so.
Right, but I figure we're pretty close. You cares, like, they're
I mean,
still vocal, right? They're still voice.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can sign language.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, Zink would probably, he would make sure to kind of notice you're kind of, like, looking at, he's nodding at some of the various, numerous computers that are spread throughout the house, like, overmuch.
I think Cal can pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Zachariah stands there and looks at you, Cal, and is like, so, not that I mind, but you travel with your cat?
I do. I like to make sure that certain things are kept close to me.
Apollo also just kind of perks up and shows off his collar, the shiny little service cat.
Nice. So he kind of leans, the lizard leans down and gives you ear scratches, and because he has claws, but blunt claws, it's a really good ear scratch.
And Apollo is just deep purring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and sinking deeper into Cal with his kneading on the shoulder.
That's cheating.
But it's... Oh.
Cute little guy.
He has his moments.
He does. There are others. Okay, stop. Dig it out.
So Apollo hops down this time.
You okay?
He's afraid of the nail clipper.
Oh. Gotcha. So, Zachariah finally looks towards you, saying, like, and you are...
Oh, I'm a friend of Cal's, who've just been friends for a long time. He brought me along to look at some old pictures.
So, Zachariah finally, like, kind of, like, looks at you guys curious, and, like, so y'all came here just to look at your pictures of your brother.
And if that was the only reason we came here, would you find that to be curious?
Not you, but bringing your friends here is... I mean, it's fine, just it's a little curious is all.
Well, we figured that we could play a little hide and seek later.
Huh?
That's Cal's clandestine way of saying, we've come to find you.
He looks at you for a moment, and then he blinks, and he's like... He kind of tilts his head a little bit, and as Gregory comes with, like, this box of photos, and proudly holds it up, he's like, found it! Like, thanks, son. Why don't you go to your room? Oh, okay. Just go to your room for a moment. I'll be there in a little bit. Okay, Dad. The little guy runs off. He looks at you, he's like, how did you get that?
Because the person you sent it through was also with me.
Yeah, with me.
He kind of like, his eyes kind of widen a bit, but his body tension clearly relaxes. Like, why is he not here?
Because whatever was done to him is overexerting him, and he's tired.
So at this point, Apollo's kind of snuck out the house and cut the power and the phone lines.
Okay.
So it's now dark in the house.
Right. So you're like, oh gosh.
Don't worry.
What do you mean, don't worry?
I mean, don't worry, that was planned.
There aren't many years around when there's not much power.
I had a clean room for this.
Considering what we've seen, more precautions are necessary.
No, trust me, I understand. It's the reason I was calling up for him to come help me.
Well, you got us.
He looks at you for a little bit longer, and then looks at Sink. It's like, you kids weren't the ones that went inside there. No.
Went inside where?
The Citadel.
As far as what I understood, it was a flying vacuum cleaner, someone dressed like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and a black something.
Okay.
Seemed kind of random to me.
Yeah, this way. He kind of waves you guys into the kitchen and then like around the wall down to like towards the basement. So just follow me. I'll show you something.
Cal's gonna take a little thing and just blow a whistle. No one can actually hear it. Oh,
Right.
Sink might be able to hear it, but it's the cat whistle
Yeah.
to signal to Apollo, okay, you're good, come on back in.
Yes.
Apollo comes. Apollo, you didn't see it because Black Cat in pitch black room, but Apollo's just lounging on the couch right.
Works better than I do.
Right.
He's a cat. He can see in the dark. He doesn't really care.
So he goes into the basement and he turns on a generator like kind of turns on. Like this has he kind of motions you to come into there's a room, like there's a basement. It's typical basement. It's even got a pool table. But off to the side there's a room. And despite the fact that the power's out to the entire house, he said he flips on this generator, and this room has power because he opens the door and there's a light on. He's like, the room is it's about the size of a study, it's big enough for people and whatnot. But he got motions you to come in. He's like, this room is completely off the grid.
Fair.
You're really in this deep, aren't you?
Probably deeper than we are.
Oh, and you know what I do? You don't want anyone to find out about it. Come on.
We're sure the room is secure. All right. What do you know?
So he he closes the door and puts a hand on it. You saw Owen do something like this too, but the technology in the room starts to kind of like react and whatnot, and he looks around. It's like, yeah, okay, we're clear. No bugs, nothing like that.
My hunch was correct.
He sighs, turns around, looks at you guys like, if Owen, or if that Lynx is hurt in any way, I'm so sorry. I didn't know how else to get the message out to anybody, and I figured finding another technomancer would be the only way that I could get this to anyone.
Cal looks over at Sync, and there's just this sly little smile of, I knew they could do it,
Oh, yeah.
on his face.
Yeah. Fine, I owe you a Coke.
No Coke. Pepsi.
Pepsi, whatever.
So if he's hurt at all, please tell him I'm so sorry.
It has nothing to do with you.
I am part of a very, very small group of lizards that are absolutely opposed to what the tribe is doing.
Kidnapping, chemical warfare, murder.
All the above. And worse. Well, more, I guess. Murder is kind
Let's say, what's worse than murder?
Yeah, no. I meant and more. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated. I was not expecting 2 teenagers and a cat to show up.
That's why it works so well.
It's a fair point.
I mean, and the reason we showed up is something completely viable.
No, I agree. In fact, I absolutely was fine with that explanation until you said the hide and seek line. I realized, oh, you actually did find me.
So now that we found you, what do you got for us?
I guess one real quick though. I keep saying Owen. I guess you did say his name. Did the other technomancer figure this out? Because it was supposed to be. There's a message in there that only a technomancer would be able to find.
A message in what?
The 51 plus articles I had my friend put in his publications.
No, because, again, he is exhausted. He is having a hard enough time staying awake as it is. I'm running a cipher program. What we found was every article in some way, shape, or form related back to you and or members of your family with pictures and or other things referencing them. In addition to going back 51 weeks, starting with people aged 55 and moving to age 4. If there's something else in the pattern, I haven't found it yet.
And Caelus works like, wow. You guys are good. I like that.
Did we miss something?
We believe in 3 weeks' time, something big's gonna happen. We're not sure what yet, but we're worried that that's going to be the start of their whatever they're gonna do. Like the big start. It's all been leading up to this. Not sure what yet. Not exactly sure why. They've been doing a lot of things, and especially lately, over the past about 2.5 years, they've been gearing up for something, almost like they've been gearing up for war. The only reason the only reason I know that is I have family there, or I did. I got them all out of there, but even up to as long as 3 years ago, I was visiting the tribe now and again because we all have family. We're all linked, not linked physically, but we're all linked to them. I have a couple cousins in there, but about 2.5 years ago, they started demanding lizards either return or never come back.
They've also stolen things that were supposed to be used for noble means and bastardized them into something worse, something scarier.
And experiments on innocent people.
Yeah, I've heard about those. Some of them, anyway. The other thing that happened 3 years ago was a change in leadership there. It wasn't ruled by the military until 3 years ago.
What happened?
It's hard to say, but suddenly there was a snap election and the general took over.
So there was a military coup.
Yeah.
Well, that explains why they've been warmongering lately.
But it doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know why they would attack Caelus City. I don't know why they would attack anyone else. But even if they were going to, I don't know why they would launch an attack on this area, considering the military power of Caelus City. Well, it's not great. It's better than a tribe. At least it should be.
I mean, they probably are going to launch it because they think they can win. That's why I'd start something.
I mean, why?
So at this point, Apollo kind of pops up on his back paws. Startling, probably. But,
Ooh, you don't do that often.
Oh.
What if it's us?
What do you mean us?
They wouldn't have started targeting us 3 years ago.
I'm not talking about us as in y'all. I'm talking about us as myself and the other that landed.
The what?
There's a second one of you.
Oh gosh, one was bad enough.
Yes.
Landed
Does
here?
Athena know? What do you know about that? Do you even get in contact with them?
No, I've had no contact.
Why is the cat talking?
Oh, he does that.
Yeah, Apollo, say hello.
Hi, Apollo.
Hi. What was that about landing here?
So I'm not from here?
Oh,
I'm not really a cat either.
okay.
Fool me.
So you're from...
That's the point.
You're from...
And Apollo kind of points
Yeah.
up.
He
Yeah.
just kind of nods like, yeah, okay. You said not from
Yeah.
here. That could be a lot of things, but I'm assuming not here is the entirety of the planet.
Yeah, he was extremely disappointed when I told him my name wasn't Elliot.
Oh, I've been watching broadcasts for years.
Right. Okay. So, Zachary just kind of, like, shakes his head like, okay. So... I don't know if that would be it either. I don't know why they'd be launching a military assault for one not cat.
Let me ask you a question.
Please.
Where would they get Celestite?
Celestite. There's a, there's a mountain in, off in the range, way miles away from Caelus City. Used to be olden days used to be referred to as the, magical mountains, just because that's where people used to think magic originated from in this world. But many years, this was centuries and centuries and centuries, well, millennia ago. Come to find out that there's different sources of magic throughout the world and whatnot. But that's the first place the mineral was ever discovered. But that mineral is barely used by anybody because of its unstable properties.
What are said properties?
It's
if you don't mind me asking.
Well, it's originally thought that that mineral could store magical power, which of course countries attempted to use to store explosive magical power to use as a really gigantic, not nuclear, but bomb.
No, that sounds fun.
Like, if you think about how explosive a nuclear bomb is, think about that 50 times more powerful and the size of a less than a baseball.
At that, those with acute hearing, so our two feline friends, or lupine and feline friends, will hear whatever lupine, vulpine,
Oh, some kind of
pine tree.
Yes.
We'll hear Cal shuffling some sort of marbles in his pocket.
Ooh.
But even the countries who wanted to use it for that stopped because attempting to anyone who attempted to like use that mineral to absorb magical power, it was always unstable. It would either blow up like immediately, or it just nothing would happen, or other weird things would happen, like it would freeze, it would light on fire, it would dissolve into water.
Oh. Cal's eyes just sort of light up for a minute.
What?
So, as a scientist, we're supposed to deal with absolutes, facts, theories that can be tested and proven. But there's a small subset, especially of chemists, that stick their toe into the water of something else just to see what it is. There's rumblings of it, but no one's ever been able to prove its existence. However, one object turning into several. What
You're
if,
talking about?
What if the magic in question in this Celestite isn't magic in the sense of I'm going to throw a fireball into a room, but magic in the sense of alchemy?
Ooh.
This could be interesting.
But herein lies the question. If someone was able to figure out that the alchemical properties of a celestite and refine them, what would be the dangers of potentially using those to create an army of magical warriors?
So, like, Zachariah, like, gets this kind of, like confused look on his face, like, are you suggesting injecting it into others?
Injecting it. Yeah.
I'm suggesting injecting it into others. But a tight-knit community, like the lizard tribe, wouldn't necessarily want to do that on their own members. And since overtly testing this is illegal, they would have to find unwilling subjects to test their theory on, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You would want to, if you were going to do something that crazy and stupid, you would probably inject it to somebody. Hopefully, like you'd want to like knock them out, inject them, and then put them back without anyone knowing, and just monitor them in real life to see what happens.
That's pretty specific.
If you were trying to test warriors, like test injecting this into somebody, that's what you'd want to do if you were them. Like, that's what I mean, if you were them. Because I know them. That's how they would do it.
So, here's the next question. How would you track that?
Oh, there's lots of ways.
How would they track it?
I don't know. It really depends on the person injected. But
Well, if it was a kid.
Oh gosh, schools are monitored all over the place. You know how many cameras are in schools nowadays? I mean, considering the ally they have in this city,
The ally that they have in the city.
there's a few people working for Samson Incorporated that.
Oh yeah, they probably know we know that, considering we just debugged the entire PlayStation.
Wait, so the entire company is in on it? I thought it was
No.
just a front.
No, not the entire company. There are people who work for them.
Oh, okay.
Because Samson Inc. is just a distributor or whatnot. I'm saying there are people in there working for them who are, we think anyway, are altering some of their equipment to relay information back to the tribe.
Oh, we know that part.
We can confirm that we've already debugged the PlayStation.
Yeah, that's a fact. Don't
He
worry.
blinks and looks at you like, really?
Yeah, we're pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't like to brag, but we're awesome.
Okay. So,
I mean, he's right. We're kind of a big deal.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the famous Twitch streamer right there.
Yes.
Yes, I know. I watch. What?
Everyone does.
You have a 10-year-old. I'm not surprised.
I mean, yeah. He loves you, by the way.
Does he want an autograph?
I wasn't good at. Would you?
Apollo pulls out the ink pad off the collar and puts his passport on a piece of paper and
Smiles like, awesome. And sets that off to the side.
You just became Dad of the Year.
so the paper is actually a picture of Apollo with
Right.
Apollo.
Right,
Of course.
exactly. Of course it is. The headshot or whatever. So it is true then. We suspected, but we weren't ever sure because we were finding certain computer components that we thought had been altered for that purpose, but I could never prove it was coming from them.
We were able to prove it came from them due to finding someone who ran into them in the exact scenario you just described with a kidnapping, remembering a Samson van.
His eyes kind of widen, like... What?
I mean, at this point, you shouldn't be surprised.
I shouldn't, but I am. How does he know? That was the thing. They should be out entirely.
Well, I mean, it's not perfect, the stuff they're injecting people with.
Here's the thing, is even if you're injected with something like that, the brief moments before everything takes hold, even if you don't remember it, your brain will. It's just a matter of getting into the right state of mind to remember the seconds right before everything went black.
And it also doesn't matter, like, how they got it. All it matters is that somebody did, he remembered. Until we found that connection.
It's good. It's good. That's good. I'm just they screwed up and didn't realize it, which is something we can use to our advantage. I hope.
So it's a we now.
As I said, we have a very small group. That's
Well, as in, like, we're in on this too, with the whole group.
if you. Well. The group of us is just a small group of lizard folk. It would be hard for me to convince them that both the human and the fox are, and a feral cat, are wanting to be part of this, but considering the information you've brought, I don't see why not. It's dangerous. I don't know if I want to put 16-year-olds into this kind of position, but...
I mean, wouldn't be the dumbest thing we've done in the past 2 weeks.
Not by a long shot.
He looks up, he's like, that was you, wasn't it?
I look good as a Ghostbusters movie.
Why were you even there?
Because the information we obtained said that those were the assholes who stole the formula I was working on to cure my brother. And they weaponized it into a potent paralytic.
It's kind of personal at this point.
Oh, and they kidnapped my mother 2 years ago and used a lizard to mimic her.
It's really personal.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
What did the mimic device look like?
Sink.
I mean, I left it at your lab. I got it for you. So, I'll be right back.
Huh?
Pop out. Sink's gonna teleport into the floor.
So he like jumps like, okay. Right. I
Like a couple minutes later.
Probably
Yeah.
shouldn't be weirded out by this, but I still kind of am. The thing.
So a couple minutes later, Sink's gonna kind of walk out on one of the walls like, okay.
Well, hold on though. But
Oh, sorry,
you
go
get
for
back to the lab, right?
I do. What's at the lab?
Well, Owen's awake,
Oh.
and he's
Good.
sitting at the computer, looking through all the different tabs and whatnot.
Hi, Owen.
Hi. Did I do this again? Because there's more here. Well, one more.
Yeah, we had to figure something out. We think we're onto something.
Great. You know how painful this is to read through, like, just click by click?
Well, I can't really imagine exactly what it's like, but I suspect it's not too unsimilar to when I found out that I had to walk out of that citadel.
Right. Yeah, fair point. Where are you guys, anyway?
We're talking with somebody who can help. I actually need to get something here and get back to them real quick. If it pans out, I'll tell you about it. But
Okay.
you find out anything new looking through that stuff?
No, it's... If there's something here, I'd probably have to use my powers to figure it out. But just by looking at all these, it'll take me forever.
Well, then don't worry about it for now.
No.
How are you feeling? Aside from, like, the whole headache from reading thing.
I have a headache because, I think I fell on my head at some point.
I caught you. Don't worry. You fell on your back.
Okay.
Got close.
I realized I was awake in the bed when I'd fall asleep on the couch, I think. Actually, I don't really remember much after. I was looking at the board, and then I feel like I remember laying on a couch.
Yeah, you got kind of tired.
And then I was in
Don't
bed.
worry, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm,
Didn't want you to hurt yourself.
I'm assuming somewhere in there is when I decided to do this thing again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is going to be the last you got to worry about it, though.
Why?
Don't freak out about this. But remember when Cal asked you if, like, technomancers could communicate with each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, one was communicating through you to you.
Blanks looks at you like,
You got, like, a broadcast, more or less.
oh. Huh.
So, luckily, that whole thing you had to worry about with you, maybe, like, getting all the technology in your room or whatever you're doing it randomly, wasn't random, so we don't need to worry about that.
Did you find this person?
Yep, talking to him now.
Oh. Cool. Can I come with you?
I don't entirely know if I trust him yet.
Okay. Well then, that's fine. I'll just wait here then. Just if you do, let me see him because I'd like to meet this guy.
I'll look into it.
I mean, because one, there's really not a ton of technomancers around, so it'd be kind
You got an entire family.
My father.
More than one. But no, I'll look into it. If I think he's cool, I'll introduce you.
Thanks.
Okay.
I'll
Now I got it with this
I'll be here
transformation
waiting for
business.
you to get back.
Alrighty. Don't stress yourself out, okay, bud?
If I was going to, I would have done that already.
Right. I'll be back. Welcome back to the hidden room.
So when you come back, I'm assuming you got the disc that was on this.
Oh yeah.
So do you hand it to him, or what do you do with it?
Oh. It was on Cal's mom, so I'm gonna hand it to Cal.
Yeah.
Looked like this.
Zachariah blinks and then just kind of does one of these like hands on the head thing, like, oh no.
Looks familiar?
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's the look of someone who designed this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about
You designed this?
4 years ago now. Yeah. You want to know what it was supposed to be for?
Do tell.
Costumes for plays. Really easy to just like make yourself look like the character when you can actually program something to make you look like the character.
I thought you guys were all tribal.
Not all the lizards are. I mean, even that they they had theater performance before that got outlawed. Military.
Oh.
They call them the Tri. They're modern, you know. They're not like like Hickless, whatever. They're modernized lizards.
Right. They're more modern than we think. It's just...
Yeah.
They're a lot more modern than I thought.
Yes. They're using that for... Well, there's not a lot of them, because I didn't make more than 4.
What?
Because you didn't doesn't mean somebody else didn't.
Oh, no. I can guarantee you nobody else did.
Why? What's so special about this?
He kind of grins at you. It's like, because it hasn't been able to be made by normal means yet.
What, you used your magic to make this?
Yeah. Little secret. They think I invented it, like, by hand. I don't get me wrong, some of it is, but some of it's, I mean, it's very highly technical, and, you know, it's a great accomplishment, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not put together by just putting a bunch of circuit boards together. And to link things together that right now no one has the technology to do properly.
And they can't reverse engineer it?
No, not the way I built it. Just because the way I built it, I honestly I didn't do it because I thought that they were going to use it for ill will. It's just like that because it's the way I made it. Because I never thought other people would try to copy it.
All right, fair enough. I suppose let's ask the elephant in the room question.
Yeah.
Why did you reach out to the other technomancer?
Oh, that was my question.
Because we had to start getting the word out. But if it came, while staying hidden. Because, one, I don't know if you know it or not, but since everything has started, a lot of people of the city are especially humans, but a lot of people of the city are looking at us lizards like we are all part of it, even though we're not.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, I have to be very careful because I guarantee you they're watching me along with any other lizard out there just because. So they don't know I'm actively working against them. At the very least, all they think is that I'm not working with them.
Right, but with a militaristic mind like you say they are, I'm pretty sure their mentality is you're either with us or against us.
Oh, if they attack the city, I guarantee you they will not be kind to us just because we weren't on their side. But at the moment, I don't think they're trying to just assassinate us unless they found out we were actively working against them.
How many of you guys are there?
Kind of looks down, like about 6. Not the glorious revolution that one would hope for, but we're working on it.
forgive me for being ignorant to this, but do fully grown bipedal lizards, are they still affected by the want to hibernate in cold weather?
He shakes his head. No. That's something our evolution has left behind.
Oh, there goes that idea.
What, you got attacked during the winter?
No. I was just gonna bring like 5 snow machines up to the Citadel and turn them on.
Oh, that's a lot more logical of an idea.
Sometimes they need a little coat, though, but you know. No. It's fine.
I can say that we have determined that the rawhide backsides or backs of lizard folk are susceptible to descaler.
He just looks at you like, ew.
Yeah.
Why would you have done that?
Because a lizard was attacking a hospital?
Oh, okay. No, that's not what
So
you
I de-
That's not what you
so
use the
I-
descaler.
What's up?
You used the descaler on the one who was posing as your mother.
Yeah, we did. The one at the hospital we hit with his own grenade.
Yes.
Oh, that's right, yes. Because she had just revealed that she wasn't my mother, and I was kind of pissed, so I descaled her and then let the cat go at her.
He kind of nods like, okay, that makes sense. I can accept that.
I'm the muscle.
He
That's why he's here.
He looks down at you like, you know, for some odd reason that doesn't surprise me. I feel
You
like
should
it's
see what happens when we let him drive the Roomba.
that the flying saucer thing that everyone thinks that yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought so.
It's not even the thing you came in on.
It's more fun.
It is more fun.
And I know what the buttons do.
I labeled them. Forward, backwards, and fire.
What about turning?
It goes where it wants to.
Oh, okay. You just face that direction, that's all. It's like forward, you know, you just turn your body.
He's got a little mini steering wheel made for paws.
Aww.
Aw. So I'm gonna do this because nobody else has done it quite yet.
Okay.
I want to pierce the mask on this guy.
Okay.
So we.
Boom.
Jeez,
There you
I
go.
did a lot better than I expected to. I have a -1 to that.
So you rolled boxcars?
I must have.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's see. Oh, geez, I get 3. I don't
You
even
get
want
3
3. Well, big one is, what are you really planning? Like, what's the long-term goal here? Because what's really going on?
So, by his facial expressions, his emotion, and his voice, you get the feeling that his ultimate goal is to end the military rule of the tribe and kind of get the tribe back to where it was.
Okay, so he's being on level on that.
Yes.
Let's see. I know what you intend to do because you got us doing that. Actually, yeah. What do you intend to do with the stuff that we're giving you? Like, what's your next step? Huh.
So right now, he's not sure because he's just getting this information from y'all.
Uh-huh.
He's not quite sure what to make of it yet, but he definitely wants your help to get more allies that aren't necessarily lizards, because he can't reach out to people without being discovered, basically. But if you guys are doing it, they may not either one notice, or if they do, they're not going to suspect the city lizards are helping.
Okay, that kind of answers the "what do you want me to do" question too. Huh. I honestly can't think of what else to ask there. Unless maybe somebody has an idea. I got the moment, but
I mean, figuring out how to gain influence is always nice.
it is. I got a rough idea, but might as well help. How can we gain influence over you?
Help him grow the resistance.
Vive la resistance.
Exactly.
Okay, this thing's kind of relax a little bit as he kind of gets a feeling that this guy's more on the level.
We don't have many allies, but we have at least one.
Good.
And he kind of wanted to talk to you anyway.
You did?
He did?
Yeah, he did. He was awake when I went back to the lab.
No, I wasn't talking about him.
Oh, who are you talking about then? Oh, I know who you... Right.
Yeah, the person who currently has our lizard on retainer.
Exactly. So yeah, we do know more people than we realize.
So yeah, there's at least one detective that we trust.
Yeah.
Though I'm pretty sure the police sergeant, captain, whatever is in charge of that precinct probably hates us. Or was on the take, one of the two.
Why would he hate you?
Because the bug was on his computer and we debugged that, cutting the power out of the whole building for like 2 minutes at the same time.
But if you cleaned his computer, why would he hate you?
Well, if he's on the take.
Okay, true.
He also... Like, do we know he acted kind of weird? Yeah, Apollo was there. He also acted a little bit weird, like, on the way out.
He is a police captain. He's going to act weird regardless.
Yeah, they all are weird.
Well, more specifically, it's their nature to be suspicious.
Mm. And his secretary did call you up for having a horrible fake name.
He thought it was a great name.
He looks like...
Really?
What name did you give them?
I called myself Herb.
Herb what?
And spices?
Oh, God. Yeah, that doesn't scream fake name. I don't know what doesn't. Or what does, whatever. Okay.
Kids, what'd you expect?
You're a kid too.
Yeah.
Shut up, Apollo.
I'm something.
So,
Yeah.
why did we... Okay, so I gotta get the power back on.
Oh, yeah, Apollo just runs out there and flips a switch.
What?
Oh.
Cut the power. How do you flip it back on?
He didn't physically cut the power lines.
Oh, I thought that's what you did. I think I walked out there and like
No.
slashed them and like you got claws. And...
Yeah, that would have electrocuted him. Just FYI.
He's fine. He's Apollo.
Yes, powerful blows are not my thing.
So is Sync having this discussion in character?
He actually did think Apollo like went out and like literally cut the power.
So Cal just gives you this look of, I've been helping you study for how long?
Apollo comes back in. I just put a switch in. I just, cut the power off, put a switch in. When I was ready to turn it back on, just turn it back on. Also, you do now have a master power switch on your power line. It's buried. People aren't going to see it. I put it in a sealed box with a lock. Here's the key.
Okay, takes the key. He's like, oh. Yeah, I've been meaning to do that. Thank you.
Am I the stupid one?
Yes.
Zachariah just reaches over and pats you on the head. Like, I'm sorry, son.
We've had the discussions how you can be better.
I never knew.
He's not an electrical engineer, but, spend enough time with this nut job over here, and he'll teach you how to rewire an easy bake oven.
Yeah, that's expected.
Rewire an easy bake oven.
Don't get him started.
Okay.
He will start using food as a weapon.
Fair.
You also use food as a weapon.
But I'm a cat. No one expects it.
You think anyone's going to expect a chain of rock-hard hockey puck cookies coming out of an easy bake oven can?
Have you eaten out of a fresh cooked easy bake oven? The neighbor girl handed me one. It was rock hard and it was horrible.
Why do you think I want to weaponize it?
Zacharias shakes his head like, with all this talk about food, I'm getting hungry. You guys want anything?
We haven't had breakfast yet.
I think it would be a little weird.
I had breakfast. I'm good. I'm hungry though. I'll eat. What you got?
No. It would be a little weird if we came here for pictures and ended up having breakfast.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so at all. Because, you want to reminisce about the pictures.
And how are you explaining to the rest of your family what's going on?
Oh.
Your son won a drawing for the Apollo sweepstakes.
I mean, the wife knows.
Breakfast with a cat.
He holds his hand up. Like, the wife knows, and as far as I'm concerned, Gregory doesn't need to know.
That's what I meant, is how are you explaining to the 10-year-old why you're having breakfast with us? Although the Apollo sweepstakes does work.
Well, it does, but, I just tell him, they ask him for the pictures, and then just reminiscing about old times and whatnot. I can just tell him you're family friends. He'll believe it's not a problem. But no.
Yeah, and then as soon as he realizes you're family friends with Apollo?
Yes, exactly. 100%. That would be...
Oh, yeah, let's get into the schools.
Perfect. Yeah. So let's go get some breakfast or something. So he heads up the stairs, heads out the door, waits for you guys to come out, shuts off the generator, closes the door, and, locks and whatnot, and he walks upstairs, and as he gets upstairs, the front door is open.
Did you leave the front door unlocked?
No.
Stay behind us. Cal's looking around. What happened? What does he see?
So, the front door, not only is it open, it's been forced open.
Think upstairs.
Yeah, kid. Room. Portaling. Now.
So, you portal up to upstairs into Gregory's room, and what you expect to see is exactly what you see. The room is slightly messy, disheveled, and the child is not there.
So yeah, Six immediately gotta communicate to Caelus, kid's gone. Crud. Searching the room.
He looks over at Zachariah and goes, we might be able to figure out what happened. Remember when my cat showed you his collar?
Yeah?
Wasn't all he was doing. Cal walks over to where they were standing in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And another one of Cal's lovely little toys. This time, one of the orbs from the collar is just sitting there on the coffee table. A lovely little night vision camera piece. Would you like me to roll it?
He looks at you. He just kind of nods. He's already he's already clearly sick to his stomach. Oh no.
Whew.
All right. So what's this thing do again?
It's a camera.
Camera. Okay.
Night vision.
Right, because it was dark in there, yes. So, you roll back the camera footage, whatnot. You play it on, I don't know what the heck you play it on, but you play it on whatever.
There's 45 computers in this house. Pick one.
That's a fair point, yeah.
We play on the fridge.
Yeah, that's
Go!
So, so you see, it's on there. You see nothing, and then, it's after Apollo, goes and turns the lights back on, and he come back in. There is the door breaks in, and there's definitely two lizard-looking, species creatures, they're all, dressed up in, what's clearly, Black Ops kind of gear. As they rush right in. They know exactly where they're going. They rush right in, and when the next time you see them, they've clearly got the child, unconscious over his shoulder, running out the door. And Zachariah's looking at this, terrified. But not as terrified as you think he should be.
You know that.
Well, he kind of well, I mean, they're from the tribe. At least I'm pretty sure they are, but this is going to sound really awful. I knew this could happen. And while I was hoping it wouldn't, and I took every precaution to make sure it wouldn't, I figured someday this might happen.
Okay.
My son has a tracer implanted in him. He doesn't even know about it.
And we start tracking that now because it's going to be the first thing they look for.
Exactly. So he pulls out his cell phone, and he, holds it up. And, again, Technomancer, so it just kind of flashes on the screen like a map of where he's at right now. And, a blinking light of where he's at. They're, this is where he's at. I don't know where they're going. But we can find them, and we should do so quickly.
We have the car, right, Cal?
Of course we have the car.
Then let's go.
You think I'm walking here?
Well, it's more of a, hey, we have the car, let's use it.
I assume you're staying here or coming with it.
He looks at you like, I'm definitely coming with you. I have the tracker on my cell phone.
And it's your son.
And it's my son. And I can help.
All right, then.
So.
I'll drive.
So last panel of the comic is our heroes and Adult Lizard jumping into Cal's car. As we fade to black. So thank you guys all for watching. I hope. This has been Caelus City, a very interesting romp into not anywhere close to what I was expecting to get into. For Nora, Cham, and Teach, I'm OPT Lawyer. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all!